Good day, everyone. I hope your Tuesday treated you well. I don't really think I have anything in the way of updates. Actually, no. I stand corrected on that. I do think, going forward, with exception to Fridays, streams will be open in terms of what games I play instead of being a strict schedule. Since, you know, I haven't stuck to my schedule at all this week. But, you know. I do want to bring 14 back onto the menu, at least. So, Mondays will be open in terms of schedule, and Wednesdays will be for 14. Friday will be Friday will be Teddy's Haven. I think that's probably about it. Just ideas for schedule changes. That's about it. I don't really have anything else. Oh, wait, no, that's a lie. There's another thing. So, Throne. Twitch, are you fucking kidding me? Am I a joke to you? Fine, I'll wait before I go on the tangent. Hey, Ambrosia. I hope you're well. I don't know if you can even hear me because Twitch decided to run another ad after I ran mine. But I'm going. Twitch really needs to make up its mind on whether or not, or needs to make up its mind on what the fuck it's doing. Because okay. Okay. The pre-roll is off, at least. Still gonna fuss at Twitch for doing that, though. Oh, hold on. I fussed with my mic again, because I was in VC. Should be okay now. Thank you. Well, if you don't have ads, then that means other folks won't either, which means I can go on my tangent. Okay. So, thanks to a friend of mine quote posting Throne, I discovered that Throne was making a few, what is it, ableist side swipes at folks through their most recent meme. It's not the first time they've done it either. So I'm probably going to be looking at shifting off of Throne onto somewhere else. I do have a wishlist set up somewhere else that isn't Throne or Amazon. I just need to dig it out again. But yeah, it's not great. Myself being disabled as well. If y'all don't know, I do have type 1 diabetes in the physical vessel. And because of that, I am immunocompromised and all of that fun stuff. And my usually often commentary about not having enough spell slots or enough keywinds in the day is tied to that. I don't have a lot of energy some days. And that usually affects my social battery and what I can do. So I'm sure there's a lot of folks that I'm either following, followed by, or are mutuals with that are in the same or similar vein regarding that. And I just figured I'd let y'all know that that happened. I don't know what their Twitter looks like, but I can tell you for a fact that that quote-unquote meme is still up on their Blue Sky as of this morning. So if y'all want to take a gander at what I'm talking about, y'all can go look there. So probably by the end of the week, I will have an update regarding what my new wishlisting site is. Wishlisting and gifting, whatever. I will try to transfer most of what I have over to that place. I'm not exactly thrilled that Throne did this, but I really don't think whoever's running their social media is gonna stop. And in tandem, I don't think Throne is gonna stop either. Oh, did you see what I was talking about, Amber? But yeah, in tandem, I don't think Throne is gonna stop either, since they haven't even issued so much as a slap on the wrist to their PR. Or... yeah, it's fucking wild, and I'm really not comfortable with that, so... especially considering I have used Throne for getting mobility aids for myself and for others. I have either gifted or partially funded mobility aids such as canes, rollators, crutches, things like that, through Throne. And this is not even the lowest blow. Or this is an extremely low blow for them to be taking, and I think the term here is alienate. I really don't feel comfortable being, well, no, alienate's not the right term here. Whatever. End of announcement. I'm getting off of Throne by the end of the week. New wishlisting place will be up as soon as it is. I will link to it where I can, so that folks know where they can gift me stuff. And yeah. Tangent over. Thank y'all for letting me ramble a little bit. I think I'm gonna go ahead and put us in the game. I already have it up in the background. We are going to be working on some scholar quests first. Okay. Yes, no, maybe so. Are we working? We are not working. What is going on? Hello? Title must match. Okay. Please. Fine. Looks like we're doing display capture again. Now you work. Don't mind the massive pink. That is, oh, that's not what I wanted. Just... No, I need that too. Frick. Never mind. I'll just... I have stuff over. Okay. Okay. There we go. Let's see. The chase. Alkazoka's face is drawn into tight lines. That place. Something's terribly wrong. Ever since she collapsed, Satoto hasn't so much as stirred. According to Cerrito Carrito, the sickness transforms not only the body, but also the quality of the afflicted individual's ether. As such, attempting to summon Lilac in her current state likely drained her of nearly all her vitality. A bit of rest, however, should have been enough to replenish her reserves, and she should be awake by now. The fact that she's not means something else is amiss. Please go and have a word with Cerrito Carrito, scholar to scholar. Perhaps if you were to combine your wits, you might learn what is wrong. I shall remain here and look after Satoto. So, the Toto still slumbers on. Normally, when scholars summon their fairies, they do so by extracting a portion of ether circulating through their body, and willing it to take shape. By releasing that form, they can then dismiss it, and the ether will flow back into their bodies. This is what should have happened to Sototo when she fell unconscious. I cannot understand why she remains asleep. Thus, what if she only managed a partial summoning? There's a possibility that all of Sototo's ether fled from her body upon calling to Lilac, causing her to then fall unconscious before the fairy could fully manifest. That would mean this unbound phantom is out there somewhere, aimlessly roaming the land, preventing her from regaining consciousness. You and Alka must hurry to find and dispatch of it before it wanders too far. It may be the only way to wake her. There you are. Finally, you have returned. What did Cerrito Credo have to say? A partially summoned familiar? Then, as Cerrito Credo suggests, we must hunt this thing down and destroy it. Do you recall how, right before Satoto fell unconscious at the ruins, a purple sphere of light appeared before us? That must be the Phantom Fairy to which he refers. Problem is, the moment it materialized, it vanished from Amdapor Keep. There's no telling where it could have gone. Two of you are looking awfully somber. What's wrong? Does this thing, by chance, resemble a floating violet orb? So you've seen it? No, but lately many of the whalers have been claiming they've encountered a specter in the forest. In fact, reports have been so numerous in number that I've been given orders to investigate the matter. Interestingly enough, the description they've given me seems to match this phantom fairy of yours. That'll be it, alright. Well, I'd like to immediately begin my search of this fairy specter. There are a few rather pressing matters I must attend to first. Not to worry, Laplace and I will take it from here. We've already troubled you enough as it is. Very well then. My men have spotted the thing along the upper paths and snake molts. You may want to begin by searching both of those places. Thank you. I'm not doing it for you. I'm doing it for the young lady. It's not as though I could simply stand by and watch as a helpless girl fights for her life. May not seem it, but somewhere in that man is a good heart. Now then, let's immediately begin surveying the areas Andanel mentioned. You take the upper paths, and I'll go to Snake Molt. You notice nothing out of the ordinary. Yeah. I forgot how big y'all were. What the fuck? Okay. There you are. You notice nothing out of the ordinary. Do anything. What the frick? Ah, I see purple smoke. Out of the corner of your eye, you notice an eerie glowing presence floating towards you. It releases a hideous scream, and you find yourself under attack. Holy f... Okay. Wasn't expecting that, but okay. I thought it was gonna be an actual purple orb, not an ABBA. Hmm. It's about time you came, my friend. I was beginning to grow concerned one of the beasts in the forest had gotten the better of you. You really think so little of me, Elka. How rude. I myself encountered a fair few woodland creatures during my search, one of which was a purple sphere of light. Alas, it turned out to simply be a will-o'-the-wisp. By the expression on your face, I assume your investigation went no better. Where in the seven hells did that thing fly off to? There you are. Just moments ago, one of my men was attacked by your fairy. What? According to him, it disappeared into the lost city of Amdapur. We won't be able to give chase just yet, however. Entry into the area is heavily restricted due to the darkness which permeates it. We need to receive permission from the Order of the Twin Adder. I shall go and request that right now. In the meantime, I ask that you wait here. Lantanel, with all due respect, why is it that you're so intent on helping us? To put it bluntly, the ferry is our responsibility, not yours. I told you before, grain of skin or not, I cannot stand to see the young girl suffer. After all, the duty of the strong is to protect the weak. Now, if the two of you are planning on joining me in this fight against the fairy phantom, I suggest you begin making preparations. Taking this thing down is going to be no easy task. And that will be the level 70 quest. Now we go New Gridania. I guess. They haven't really clicked with me. I have the class unlocked, but it's not feeling the vibes. Off the record, Dimitra seems to be having trouble making headway with her research. I searched through the usual histories, but found scant mention of Sari. Just as Prince said, records of his existence have all been expunged. Have all but been expunged. And since my own knowledge is limited to the day I was stored away, we must rely on those lost Allegan records that escaped the purge. My colleague, Rambros, may be able to help us there. Hardly a day goes past when his team does not lift some forgotten treasure from the ruins in Mordona. Shall we pay him a visit? Mordona. All I saw was rapier and magic and was sold on the spot. That's fair. To each their own and all. Let's see. Don't take this one. Okay, that's kind of cute. I don't think we're keeping that one though. Guide. This one. We'll keep those ones. Dimitra has informed me of your search, and I shall be certain to contact you should our discoveries include any mention of the Sari. There may, however, be a swifter way to acquire the information you seek. I know of a certain merchant who collects undeciphered tombstones with even greater zeal than the sons of Saint Coinoc. You speak of Rowena. We have formed something of a symbiotic relationship with her consortium. In return for financing our excavations, we provide Rowena with a selection of our finds. I'm sure you would find her amenable to her request for assistance. After all, you would merely need to borrow her tombstones for a time, yes? Here, I've penned a letter with my personal reassurances that her stock will be returned to her none the worse for wear. Ugh. This morning did not help me at all. You're apparently Epidol Witch mode. What can I do for you? Just over... You have the backing of old Rambrose, eh? Well, I suppose it wouldn't hurt to lend you some of my tombstones. In fact, I'll do you one better and let you borrow the transcripts. Courtesy of the courtesy of the scribes at the ironworks. As books, they're damn sight heavier. You don't need fancy machines when it's all penned down in ink and parchment. Give me a summary of the contents when you're finished, and I'll consider that as payment. Collectors part more with collectors part with more coin if they know what they're getting. And my time's too precious to waste on reading ancient history. Consider it a deal, Rowena, and thank you. Well, Laplace, shall we get to work? There you are. Fancy that. I've barely begun skimming the very first volume, and there are already some promising passages. Let us wait, Prim, and share our findings, shall we? Ah, Rembros. Have you come to check on our progress? This charming tome is Principia, a sentient familiar of ancient Alag. A pleasure to meet you, Master Rambros. Pray call me Prim, if you prefer. Thank you, Prim. And might I say what a privilege it is to meet such a rare and clever construct. Clever? Well, yes. Apparently Pren was written that way. In fact, we are hoping to hear an opinion on a new snippet of information I've uncovered. 'Twas an order listed in a record of Imperial military communications, commanding that the fruits of the Master Summoner's research be seized. It appears that the army had more than a passing interest in Sari's experiments. What exactly was the purpose of this research? Master Sari toiled toward summoning magics with etherochemical technology. For example, he experimented with replacing grimoires with mechanical mediums, and sought to manifest Egi of greater authenticity by utilizing high-speed computations. Simply put, he turned to machines to enhance traditional summoning methods. Is that the gist of it? Correct. But Master Sari was never one to abuse the success of his experiments, no matter how they magnified his power. He would not place his trust in machines. Their inherently complex nature was too prone to error, he said. The dates on these communications indicate a time in the latter half of Sari's life. Is it possible something could have occurred between crafting you and the execution of this order that may have greatly altered the summoner's outlook? There was, of course, the violent wave of anti-summoner sentiment that swept through Alec, claimed the lives of many of Master Sari's disciples. Following their deaths, he began spending much of his time cloistered within his laboratory. Such an incident could certainly be responsible for changing a man. And Principia, you were unaware of subsequent events once you fell into slumber, yes? From what we've learned so far, 'tis safe to say the foe we encountered is related to Sari's research in some way. And there are likely more clues buried in these records. I shall speak with Captain Wolf and ask to borrow the sharp minds of his summoner squad. 'Tis a rather intimidating pile to tackle on our own. Well, seeing as you have the transcripts, there's no need to travel far. Oh, goodness. You are welcome to make use of my tent and the reference materials on Alag found therein. That would be an enormous help. Thank you. Let's haul these books to the dig site, shall we? Okay. Where did she go? What the heck? What? Oh, there you are. Our summoner colleagues arrived with swiftness after I relayed to them our request. 'Tis well to see them recovered from their injuries. With everyone pitching in, we stand a good chance of finding something useful. Here's the bugger I was looking for. This is a record of when the military finally caught up with Sari. It says here the summoner was found dead. Killed by someone else, it seems. Then we have proof of the original Sari's demise in the Third Astral Era. Now there remains the question of who, or what, attacked us in this age. My coin is on one of those clone creations. Is there out more to the story, Lieutenant? It goes on to describe how the Imperial Army took over Sari's research, lauding his experiments as exceptionally dangerous, but ripe with potential applications. They shifted operations to an artificial island soon after and began practical testing. One cataclysmic accident later, though, and that was the end of that. This artificial island must be a reference to Seal Rock, the very site of our encounter with the present-day Sari. During the battle, my creator's simulacrum exhibited the ability to summon multiple Egi simultaneously, as well as manifest highly authentic facsimiles of flesh and blood entities. The basis for every one of these unorthodox techniques can be traced back to Master Sari's research into machine-enhanced summoning. I'd say we have enough evidence to support her work in theory, then. Namely that the Allagan military was using a clone of the deceased Sari to perform hazardous experiments. Tests which explored the feasibility of etherochemically bolstered summoning magics. And when we landed on Seal Rock, we must have somehow awoken the remnants of those experiments. Mayhap we have solved the mystery of who the attacker was, but now I would know the place to where he fled. What refuge exists for such a being? From what I can gather, the results of Sari's work were bundled off to some secret laboratory called the Etherochemical Research Facility. You know of this place, miss? Is it far? As is law. That's where they're keeping Sari's research, and it's possible the clone may have headed there. Our squad will fly back to Seal Rock and make further investigations. The relics of the past may hold some hint we haven't yet considered. An excellent idea. An excellent idea, thank you. We shall return to Gridania for the time being. I've received an update from Captain Wolf regarding their investigations on Seal Rock. It would seem that certain of the Allegan relics have shown signs of recent activation. Mechanisms were too heavily damaged to offer more in the way of useful information, however. I fear we must brave this Azizla facility and search for Sari ourselves. Is that what he was hoping for when he said, "I will be waiting"? It is possible. I did not think the detail important at the time, but the lock engaged by Master Sari's simulacrum was not of the strictest tier. Rather, the seal is one which fades upon the sealer's demise. Then he was goading us into finding and defeating him. Another challenge. Or simply a trap. I am not fond of rushing into the unknown. Gird yourself for the worst, Laplace. I will learn the present circumstances of the research facility. Okay. Do I want to stay on Summoner? Maybe? Yes, maybe. Here, okay. To go. Oh. Hello, Corvin. Welcome to the Awake. Okay. I need to go back to Azizla. Not Azizla. No. Eorzea. Thank you for the boot. Don't know if I said that, but... Okay. Should... Not that button. 270. Okay. Yeah. I definitely need to get better. Oh. We're gonna focus. $225. Yeah, we'll focus on gearing out. Magic. Summoner. Quick. 1, 2. Three. Okay. Why tell? Ow. Oh, that'd be why. 270, 270. Okay, never mind. again. Think. Change to this one for right now. Okay. I'll go. Food. Carbuncle. Back to Lanoscea. Not Lenosia. That's it. Lenosia to Lumsilimensa to the docks. Flat. Not that way. This way. Let's see. Bending, slaying, aiming. None of those interest me. Here we are, home at last. I must say, the journey passed more quickly than I had expected. That would be due to the absence of otherworldly interference, I expect. I should be glad if we did not speak of that unpleasantness again. But, in spite of all that and more, we returned better for the experience. More importantly, triumphant. Indeed. And with Doma freed of Imperial oppression, it is only right that we turn our thoughts to the plight of Alamigo. Oh, I'm all for that, obviously. But I think you should go and see the refugees at Revenant's Toll before doing anything else. They would be thrilled to hear what we've accomplished, and it'd sound best coming from you. Thank you. I shall do as you suggest. I see I am not too late. Admiral, what are you doing here? The East Aldenard Trading Company informed me of your impending arrival. I have tidings I thought best to share with you in person. Giravanya. The Alliance still holds the wall, despite several Imperial counterattacks. But we have been unable to press further into occupied territory. Commander Kemp and his men, meanwhile, have made great strides towards rebuilding their depleted ranks. They've even taken it upon themselves to attempt some few operations. With mixed results, I am sorry to say. 'Twas a complication arising from one such venture which moved me to seek you out. During a mission to transport wounded Resistance fighters to the Rising Stones, Quell was taken prisoner. Quell? Do they know where she's being held? They do not. But your comrades were informed at once, and I am told Thancred is in Garabania looking for her as we speak. How could this have happened? We must seek Thancred out. Fuck. How could this have happened? We must seek Thancred out without delay. Or we must seek out Thancred without delay. Nay, Trial taught me better than that. It would be unwise to act without first acquiring a full understanding of the situation. Thank you for informing us. Tired as though we may be, we must make haste to Castrum Oriens. Excuse us, Admiral. Lady Yugiri. Okay. Doing a quick adjustment to everything. Two. Never mind, that one's already done. This is not. That one can stay. That one's changing. This one is changing. Eh? Okay. Now there should. I had desktop audio muted by accident. Okay, cool. Docking is in place. Thank you, Corbin. AstralArts is also at 67. Oh, that's right. I forgot. They unlocked the glams for the classes. Because that's a red mage and dragoon gear. Neat. Very neat. I think we're going to make a small detour to the inn. Craft castle. Also, pre-roll will be off in 5 minutes. I run ads on the hour to make sure the pre-roll is off. I also use it as a chance to get up and stretch. Food, water, meds, whatever. I do implore that y'all do the same. Wouldn't do y'all any good to be sitting there without moving. Much as I appreciate you, I really don't need your cutscene every time. There. this one. No. No. No highlight. Not this time. I still had 3 minutes. I am going to strangle Twist. Swear to fuck. Thank you for the hydrate, Corbin. Doing so now. Oh, okay. I just got care packaged. Thank you. Okay. Ow. I do have this with me. So, I've been snacking on that as we've been going along. Okay. And secondary thing that I was wanting to do. One. Those ones. No. Open the armoire. Oh. Wait. Oh, I like that. I forgot about those details. Move those. Then shard on. Welcome back from the ads, everyone. You haven't missed much. Okay, yeah. We're keeping those ones on. And we're nuking everything else. Not that one. This one just got moved up. Leaving this one here as well. Okay, cool. That was the last one. And now we do that again. Thing. 2. 2. Okay. And we're done with that. Ram. you are. You've heard the news. In broad strokes from the Admiral. What happened? Quell and a squadron of Resistance fighters were escorting Y'shtola and several other wounded to the Rising Stones for further treatment. When they were ambushed by Imperial forces. Arnvald and his men fought violently, but in the chaos, I will make no excuses. We failed to protect her. Don't be so hard on yourself. You protected Y'shtola and the others, did you not? Tell us about the attack. It was the skulls. They knew a path across the wall we hadn't found. We thought we were safe once we reached the Black Shroud. We weren't expecting an ambush. During the fighting, I caught a glimpse of their leader's memories. It was all planned. The advantage of having a walker in the field. I'm not as strong in the Echo as Laplace is, of course. Half the time, it's enough to knock me on my arse, like I've taken a dose of concentrated ether. So you walked in Fordola's memories. What did you see? A woman promised the world. Education, training, citizenship. All that and more if she but sold her soul. A traitor to her people, a pretender to her masters. It was Xenos himself that gave the order. Told her to return with Cryle Baldessian, alive. Our agents have been carefully monitoring Imperial communications since the attack, but have yet to intercept any transmissions making reference to Cryle or her current whereabouts. If their orders were to bring Cryle back alive, we can save her if we but move quickly enough. As you say, time is of the essence, which is why I intend to slip past enemy lines and see what information I can uncover on my own. In the meantime, it is up to you and our allies to command the Imperial's undivided attention. Lots of shouting and explosions and so forth. Keep them distracted, and I will find her. Very well. I wish I could do more to aid you, but I understand. Commander Kemp is on his way to the castrum as we speak for a meeting with General Alden. If you hurry, you can find him on the road and discuss the situation beforehand. I think Laplace and I are going to go and see Conrad like he suggested. You all wait here. You don't see me. Neither do you. Well, if this isn't a pleasant surprise, it fills my heart with joy to see you two hale and healthy. Welcome home, Laplace. I'm sure you've heard about Cryle by now. That's why we're here. I'm still not sure what to think about it. But we'll save her. We'll definitely save her somehow. I have no doubt that you will. You look stronger for your time in the Far East, lass. That's good news for Cryle. I'd like to think so. But enough about me. How's everything with you and the Resistance? Better than when you last saw us. No mistake. Arnvald's been a godsend. Him and Monaco and all the other young bloods have achieved so much in such a short time. We've been blessed to receive the support of the Flames Alamegan Brigade, who've been instrumental in freeing our countrymen from labor camps throughout Girabania, as well as some political prisoners from the city proper, believe it or not. Together with the refugees returning from Oda and elsewhere, we've had no shortage of able-bodied men and women eager to join the cause. I knew you wouldn't stop fighting, even after what happened at the Reach. Force of habit, I suppose. Though we've come a long way, we still have far to go, but we'll fight for it. We'll fight for every elm, and sooner or later, we'll get to Alamigo. Listen to me prattling on when we should be making haste to Castrum Oriens. There's no point in you telling me everything now when you only have to say it again for the Flame General's benefit. You're right. I'll go on ahead and tell the others you're not far off. Don't turn around, don't turn around. Thank you. You've spoken with Thancred then? Good. Take heart. If anyone can track her down, it's him. I believe I hear Commander Kemp's party approaching. If you're ready to address Father and the others, let us be about it. You, Rabon, and your allies have much to discuss. There you are. And there's Commander Kemp, I see. I know you are eager to speak of our next move, but first we would hear more of your last. Tell us of your deeds in Doma. Please be voiced. Okay, good. Please.
Pray, join me in welcoming our Scion allies, but recently returned from their mission to the Far East. We have been most eager to hear a first-hand account of your time there, eventful as we understand it was.
Very well. Allow me.
Such victories are rarely won without sacrifice, but the prize is worth the price. Doma, free after all these years.
Bloody hells. Flooding their own castle for a better chance at victory. We could learn a thing or two from that lad.
Our agents report a flurry of communications between Garlemald and Alamigo in recent days. 'Tis plain they are in the midst of deliberating their response to the Doman uprising.
Good. Every Imperial unit in occupied territory will be on the lookout for civil unrest. The fear of leaving critical locations undefended will make commanders think twice about committing their forces, giving us a chance to seize the initiative.
We have a chance, aye. Mayhap the last one we're ever going to get. While we've done our best to rebuild the resistance, the Imperials have only increased their efforts to root out sympathizers. If we keep on playing for smaller prizes, it's only a matter of time before they crush us again. And that we won't come back from.
A swift advance seems best for all concerned, not least poor Mistress Quell.
Then let us waste no more time. The campaign for Alamegan liberation begins now. Our first objective will be to capture Castellum Valladina. Take the bridge, and the whole of the fringes will be ours. From there, we can push east towards the peaks. I name this operation Rulga's Beacon. For as Rulga once sent his star to guide our ancestors to these lands, so too shall it see us home.
I forgot that they do the switch between voiced and unvoiced. Fucking... The success of this operation is paramount. So long as the Empire holds Castellum Valladina, the main host cannot advance. Xenos knows this, which is why he ordered Fordola and her men to see to the bridge's defense. So we'll get to fight the skulls again. Butcher is not to be underestimated. She is decisive, ruthless, and feared by friends and foes alike. But we have a plan to defeat her. First, we send our Alliance force down the main road, signaling our intention to mount an all-out assault. The garrison will muster their force and prepare for a protracted battle. Thank you, Kofi. However, they will soon find that we are ill-prepared for their counterattack. Our men will begin to break ranks and flee. I see. Show them your backs and give them a target too tempting not to pursue. Fordola is too aggressive not to press the advantage. She will order her men to give chase. We lure them as far as East End, where the commanders will rally their forces and attempt to hold their ground. If all goes to plan, we should be able to keep the greater part of the garrison occupied, leaving us to tackle the bridge's remaining defenders. Very clever, I'm sure. But what are we to do if the Imperials smell a rat and return before we've taken the place? I don't need you to take Valladina, Commander Kemp. All I need is for you to fly your flag from its tower. You need to trick them into believing that the bridge has fallen. You convince them that Valladina is lost, let them part with our reinforcements, and watch them go running for the hills. Then, when the dust has settled, we regroup at the Castellum. What say you? It's a bold plan, but a good one. We'll do it. In that case, we shall support both the Resistance and the Alliance forces. Laplace, Lys are involved. I ask that you accompany Commander Kemp. Eorzea and I will remain with the Flame General. We will return to Rogger's Reach and make our preparations. As soon as they are complete, we will join you in the field. Godspeed. Oh. Okay. Or we're just automatically in the reach. That saves the teleport at least. Fuck. In case you haven't noticed, the flag flying above Veladina is bloody massive. It'd take a dozen men to change it, and far too long besides. There's no need for all that. Right, Monaco? Not so long as I have my Griffiners and a satchel of grunt. Fuck. I can talk, I swear. Not so long as I have my Griffin and a satchel of glamour prisms, no. Arenvald, you're in charge of the runners between us and the Alliance. No link pearls. Lise, I want you to look in on the squadrons. Make sure they've got everything they need. Everybody clear? Aye, sir. All forces are to depart for Castellum Corvi when ready. That will be all. Laplace, stay with me a moment, if you would. There are a few men I'd like you to look in on personally. Each of them has lost people. I can tell that it weighs on their hearts. There have been a lot of new faces since you were last here, so it's best if I just tell you where to look. One's an officer, you'll find him a barber. Another's an older fellow who likes to pass the time on the shores of Starfall. The last is a fiery young lad from Little Alamigo, who I'm told trains by himself, by the river to the fringes. You'll know them when you see them. Come and find me when you've finished. There you are. I say, if it isn't Alas who helped me find the ward I misplaced. But there I go again, treating you as an equal. It wasn't until after you'd gone that one of my comrades pulled me aside and told me it was only the bleeding hero of Eorzea who'd taken the time out of her busy day to help me. Well, what's done is done. But know that I will fight with every ounce of my strength in this coming battle, and the next, and the next. Mayhap that will serve to repay the favor. Fare you well. Next one is over here. Wait, I know you. Corporal Gravemorn of the Maelstrom. It is an honor to meet you. I was of an handsome mouth and old but decided to enlist in the flames after I heard tales of your daring do. And now, as fate would have it, I'm sent here to join the fight for my homeland's liberation. But this is no time to talk. I've got to prepare for the operation. Take care, Corporal. We'll give those Imperial Horse Sons what for. That place, am I right? I doubt you remember me, but I'll never forget you. Saved my life in Little Alamigo, you did. Gulred and the rest of us had got it into our heads that if we had enough crystals, we could summon Rhalgr like the Eorzea summoned their god. Thankfully, you put a stop to it. Ever heard about what happened to Wilred? Joined the Braves when they came calling, only to turn up dead one day. Never found out how or why. I reckon it doesn't matter. Dead's dead after all. But at least he died doing what he thought was right. Maybe that's the best folks like us can hope for, eh? Not that I'm in any hurry, mind. He says as he takes off running. Oh, goodness. Yeah, I really don't think last night helped me at all. Which is unfortunate. I am sleepier than usual. Which might end up meaning that this is a shorter stream, much to my chagrin. But we'll see, I suppose. You had a word with the man I mentioned, then? As I'm sure you've noticed, they have another thing in common aside from tragedy. You've touched their lives in one way or another. That's not the reason I wanted you to speak with them. A man who's lived in Garabania his entire life, who bore witness to the realities of the occupation for 20 unbroken years. A man who fled Alamigo in search of a new life, who swore to serve another nation, only for fate to conspire to send him back here. A youth born on foreign soil, who never knew his parents' homeland, yet nevertheless felt kinship with our cause. 3 men, 3 stories, 3 reasons, yet all belong to the Resistance.
Oh.
Fuck. In growing larger, we've grown more diverse, and while there is good in that, there is also the potential for strife and discord. It'd take a special sort to lead such men to Alamigo, don't you think? Good thing they've got someone like you. For now, aye, but not forever. And to be frank, I don't always know what to say to the ones who left. Not to mention the youths. Nay, the Resistance needs a leader with a wider view. Someone who's not lived their whole life in Garabania. Luck. Who's known death and hardship, but not been ground down by them. I, as you may have guessed, have been thinking of asking Elise. But it'll be her decision at the end. I trust I needn't say that this conversation is just between you and me. Good girl. Right then, you'd best head to Castellum Corvi, or what remains of it, rather. solo instance. We'll lead the way while the other units launch their own separate attacks. Remember that we need to hold out until Minago sees to the flag. Put your gear in order. Any moment now.
It's begun then.
Good. It's the waiting that drives me mad. Standing around, knowing what's to come. I'll never get used to it.
Calm down, Nago. You're making her nervous. We've come this far, haven't we? We just need to make it the rest of the way.
Right.
Looks like the bastards went for the bait. The bridge is ours for the taking. Now remember, Minago, I want you to make for the tower as soon as you see an opening and get that flag flying. We'll see to the fighting.
I won't let you down, sir.
Come then. Rolga's star shall burn bright this day.
think you're clever with all your little tricks. Think again. None of you are leaving here alive. Storming the bridge right now, but hopefully the castle is soon. For the boots and the check-in.
Meet my new friend!
Thank you. Your friend will know what that is. Lady, how many teams?
I'll cut you to pieces!
Naga made it. You only gotta hold on a little bit longer.
God damn you! No more running! No more hiding! Let's finish this! Look! The flag!
The bridge is ours! Al amigo! Al amigo! Al amigo! Yeah!
Stand your ground! It's not over yet! Damn it!
Let them go, Lise. We've done what we came here to do. That's enough for now.
Villadina is fallen? Impossible!
We have them on the run! Forward! No mercy!
Regroup! Regroup! We have to regroup! All units, fall back!
I did not press that.
Commander, the 4th cohort has been routed. We'll be at the mercy of the enemy's reinforcements if we don't fall back now.
Idiot! We have the stronger force by far. Don't be taken in by their tricks. Or would you rather tell Xenos you lost to this rabble?
No, but if the snakes betray us in the confusion, we'll have no way out. I'm begging you, Commander. Give the order, or we'll all die here.
As common traitors who drank of muddied waters. For all the good it did us. School's with me! The day is theirs, and so is this bastard bridge. Someone bring the snake.
I suppose. It's our first victory, isn't it? And that has to be worth something.
It's a shame Fordola got away, but we did what we came here to do. I've trained mine myself, it's just the first step, but it's a big one. We're going to take it back. All of it. One elm at a time if we have to. I'm gonna pause right here quick 3-minute ad. And I will see y'all in 3 minutes. See you soon. Welcome back from the ads, everyone. Elaborate. And talk to Conrad. Your work is far from finished, as Conrad knows. There's still a chance that some Imperials are holed up inside the Castellum. We'll need to search it top to bottom to be sure it's safe. In the meantime, I want you to rendezvous with the main host. Keep your weapons at the ready. There's a chance you might come face to face with soldiers on the run, en route. On second thought, it might be prudent for you to do a preemptive sweep of the region for soldiers that have gone to ground. You shouldn't afford them any time to regroup and launch a counterattack. When you've judged your work to be done, report to General Aldin in Bettermill. That is straight behind me. Skimmer, stay over there, please. I don't feel like fighting you. Matt. All's well at the bridge? Good, good. The fighting has died down here too, as you can see. I've been left but a moment ago with a contingent of troops to occupy Velodina. If and when the Imperials return, they'll find us dug in behind their own walls. Could not have hoped for a better outcome, General. Splendidly done. Let's not get ahead of ourselves. It'll take more than one Castellum to turn the tide. My men and I will deal with the remaining enemy forces. Scions, I bid you return to Commander Kemp and his men. Delight not overmuch in victory, not when there are battles left to fight. Our work here is finished. Our resistance allies are waiting. Back so soon? I suppose the general and his men had matters well in hand. The Vice Marshal and his men showed up not long after you left. The gods are good, there'll be no one left to fight. Conrad would like just as much as you to resume your march east towards the peaks. I know you're not one for waiting, but if you'll bear with us. Commander Kemp, Marshal Tarupin reports that their sweep of the Castellum's interior has been completed. So it's finally over, eh? Pray extend to him my deepest thanks. It's official then. Castellum Bellodina is well and truly ours. Mayhap this calls for... Wait. Where's Monago? She took her bird and flew off towards the Peering Stones, the village of the M tribe, where she was born. I doubt that the Imperials who fled Velodina had a mind to give them trouble on their way back east, but she was nevertheless worried, so I gave her leave to go and see that her people were safe. Though I pray you are right. It would be best if Monago were not alone should she encounter the enemy. Agreed. So go to the Peering Stones and make sure that everything is alright. If that is your wish, then I have no objection. Just let the guard know when you wish to cross. Greetings, Zion. Do you wish to pass? Okay. Path to the village is through a tunnel just east of here. Follow me. And 13 bombs to the north. And I should be able to, holy fuck. Please turn around. I am not here. You do not see me. Where is he? There you are. Osiris, don't look at me. Okay. Next one is more northeast. We will get to that one when we get to that one. In the meantime, for me, please. I think what I'm going to do because this morning was not restful for me at all. I'm probably gonna finish this quest and pause for today. I might do Monday, Wednesday, Final Fantasy, Friday, Teddy's Haven. Just so we can continue chewing on MSQ. But I don't think I have the energy to keep going on. Because I forgot how extensive the rest of Stormblood was. And I realized that I might have flubbed when I said that we were doing post Stormblood. We are absolutely not in post Stormblood. We have yet to... Because I have done Stormblood. I have done up to the end of Endwalker. So I do know what's going on, kind of. I know that we fight Xenos twice at the end. And we definitely have not gotten there yet. We are still in the meat of Stormblood. So... I'm rambling. But yeah. We'll probably call it after turning in Rising Fortunes, Rising Spirits. And... I don't know. I don't think we'll raid out today, but we'll see.
Ah, you've come. Welcome, friends, to my village. My home.
How fare your people?
Good, all things considered. Better than the Enanta at any rate. They've sent an emissary. I'll take you to her.
We're here to help. Will you tell us what happened?
Aye. It began with a quarrel between the Imperials and the Kaliana.
The Kaliana are another Enanta tribe. The strongest and the most influential. Unlike the Vera, they want no part of our troubles. They swore fealty to the Empire, and were content to remain within their borders.
Just so. The Kaliana forsook their pride in the fight and yielded to Garlemald long ago. But then a new commander was sent to hold the Black Bridge. She demanded the Kaliana surrender a hostage, this butcher.
Fordola. It doesn't make sense, though. The Vera are the ones working with the Resistance. Why would she threaten the Kaliana?
Because she is ignorant like all Imperials. She knows not the difference between Kaliana and Vera, nor does she care to learn.
I see. All Fordola knew for sure was that the Resistance would come from the west. She reasoned, therefore, that if the Enanta on the east bank turned their coats, she would be trapped. I take it the Kaliana had no choice but to oblige her.
No, they did not. The Imperials left with the Kaliana broodmother's own daughter, Anamika. Long days and nights she looked out on the Black Bridge weeping for her child. Until you came. The broodmother knew at once which way the winds would blow. She and her warriors met with the fleeing Imperials in the road and demanded that her daughter be returned.
Bad idea. Fordola's not the kind to take threats lying down.
You know her well. The butcher turned her blade to Anamika and bade the Kaliana move aside. But the broodmother would not yield.
I know where this is going.
The Kaliana surrounded the Imperials, one of whom, whether out of fear or stupidity, cut the child down. There was naught that could be done.
What madness.
The true madness was yet to come. For in her despair, the Kaliana broodmother cried out for her daughter to be restored to life. She beseeched Sri Lakshmi's intercession.
She summoned a primal then and there?
That she did, if only for an instant. Bereft of courage and honor, the broodmother sought solace in her faith. The Imperials fled in terror at the sight of the goddess, abandoning these lands to the Enanta. Now the Kaliana bid us make pilgrimage to pay proper respects. Yet though we Vera revere Sri Lakshmi as the holiest of the holy, we will not prostrate ourselves before her.
And so you turn to us.
Aye. All who have fought with the Resistance have heard tell of the warrior, the Icon Slayer.
I believe we have heard enough. Inconvenient though the timing may be, if a primal has indeed been summoned, we can scarce afford to ignore it. We must needs discuss how best to resolve this situation.
Actually, I think we can go a little bit longer. Probably Lure of the Dream and then call it. Oh, that does not look good at all. One die channel. A little bit better. Maybe. Alphino has heard the story too many times before. At the risk of sounding hopelessly naive, there may yet be a way to avoid a violent confrontation. In the past, I fear I have been rather too willing to accept that we have no other recourse than to risk our lives, or rather, your life, to address these threats. Yet, the primals we have faced thus far have demonstrated a variety of temperaments and objectives. Ravana may delight in battle, but Ramu would sooner keep to the forests with his children. Ere we decide to challenge Sri Lakshmi, it would seem wise to learn more of her nature from those who summoned her unto this world. If that is your will, then so be it. To the north you will find our village. Sarisha shall unfold all. We shall leave at once. Manago, can you inform our comrades at the bridge of what happened? Of course. Be safe, my friends. And then boop the aetherite. Gear track. Looks fine. Just keep running straight. It's on the other side. Of course it is. We do not often receive guests. Oh, shit. Greetings and well met. We are the Scions of the Seventh Dawn, and we come seeking Sarisha of the Vira. You are she, are you not? You have petitioned us for aid and succor, and we intend to provide them. But first we would learn more of Sri Lakshmi, that we might better understand the nature of the threat she poses to you. A simple request, and one which I shall gladly oblige. In the beginning was Sri Lakshmi. We were created in her image, daughters blessed with her beauty. Her breath became ours, her serenity our solace. There is naught she would not give. 'Twas the Qualyana broodmother's desire to bring about her daughter's resurrection, which first called forth Sri Lakshmi from the aether. That being the case, I rather doubt the goddess will be spoiling for a fight. That would depend. The Primal's motives will have been colored by the summoner's state of mind, namely, that of a grieving mother who had just borne witness to her daughter's murder. Though she apparently craved a miracle, she may have also harbored thoughts of vengeance. Moreover, the Kalyana's conception of Sri Lakshmi may differ from that of the Vira. This is true. The Vira and the Kalyana do indeed regard the Lady of Bliss in different ways. To the Vira, Sri Lakshmi embodies freedom. She would not suffer her daughters to be bound to another's will, and so we stand with the resistance against the Empire and give our lives for the cause. To the Kalyana, however, she embodies transcendental beauty, which they strive to create more through their craft. To shape crystal is less art and more ritual, a sacred duty wherein each tribute is imbued with the fragments of the soul. The Imperials do not interfere with this holy work, and so the Kalyana were content to turn inward and ignore our plight. Until reality asserted itself, and they summoned a primal, fever dream to soothe their aching hearts. But surely they can see it won't do any good. The Imperials will still rule these lands. Nothing will change. The Ananta will. The Kalyana bade the Vira make pilgrimage to pay proper respects, remember? Those who do not wish to partake of their primal's bliss will be made to do so. Not while we're around, they won't. Though our beliefs are not the same, we are still kin to the Kalyana. You'll help them to see reason. You can count on us. Then we shall, for without you we may be powerless to stop them. If we do not act quickly, more lives will be lost, more families torn apart, more children made to suffer. Then it's settled. We're going to find that primal and put an end to this. My sister Vajra will guide you to Janan Kat, and I shall pray for your success. Well met, scions. I am Vaja, she who shines bright and unbroken. I stand ready. We leave upon your command. Okay. Yeah. I think I am going to tap out here. I don't think we're gonna raid out today. It's still afternoon, not tonight. What? Let's see. We'll be back on Friday for Teddy's Haven. And we'll see how next week goes. Until then, you can join me and the others in the sanctum here. You can keep up with me on my socials here. We are not raiding out today. We're not raiding out. But I will see y'all on Friday. Have a good rest of your days, darlings. Thank you for coming. Be well. And till Friday, I'll see you by the woodside, darlings. Be well, and farewell.